Content-based instruction.
Oh, it was subject plus have or have I go. I cannot remember.
Hey Matt, why your students are so unmotivated? The English class used to be very attractive for them.
Hello, team. Well, 2 months ago, I have noticed my students are not interested in the class, despite I try to do my best. I teach them the essential grammar topics, and then I try to choose an attractive activity to put on practice what we learn. But when I try to do a speaking activity, they cannot apply grammatical structures in the best way.
But that's an old methodology to teach English now. The grammar are not the main objective in foreign language classes. Let me tell you another option to teach and motivate the students. Have you ever heard of a content-based instruction applied in foreign language classes?
No. What is that?
Imagine a second language class in which the students can learn in an interactive way, because the things that they learn are useful in real contexts.
But what is content based instruction about?
This approach is focused on teaching indirectly the language rules. It means the class is based on the information or content to be acquired rather than structures, grammar, linguistics, or any other language-based unit of organization. Therefore, the teacher will not be emphasizing on the language acquisition itself because the students will be more interested if they find unuseful content. This approach is also important because it gives an opportunity to the students to become the protagonists of their own learning. Through developing the content-based instruction, you can use different types of materials, such as realia, guidebooks, technical journals, newspapers, radio and TV broadcasts, and so on, in order to help students who would not understand the topic. It is important that before developing a class, you have to analyze the previous knowledge and experiences of your students. In that way, you can know which are the class needs.
Wow, that sounds very interesting. Can you tell me more about it?
Well, the content-based instruction emerged in 1980. It is focused on real communication, and the hypothesis of this approach is grounded on two central principles. The first one is that people learn a second language more successfully when they use the language as a means of acquiring information rather than as end in itself. And the second one is the content-based instruction better reflects learner needs for learning a second language.
Whoa. Let me see if I understood. According to the approach, the student learn the second language more successfully and will be more motivated if the content is perceived as interesting, useful, and leading to a desired goal through the emphasis on ideas, issues, and opinions about real context.
Keep it in mind, the foreign language is the vehicle of content instruction. It is not the subject of instruction. Within the advantages of this approach are language skills, improvement, vocabulary building, discourse organization, communicative interaction, study skills, among others. Activity. Type of activity. Eliciting. Teacher's activity. The student's oral and writing production. In this kind of activity, students have a great deal of knowledge in language as well as real world. This knowledge is constructed between peers. Topic of the activity. In this class, the students are going to learn about the cell and its parts. Aims or objectives. To activate prior knowledge in students' background on the topic of natural science. concepts and functions of the part of the cell, while the students can understand the use of passive voice in an implicit way.
Third, to work in the communicative principle of teaching as peers interaction through a game. Fourth, to develop speaking skills such as pronunciation and fluency while they are explaining the function of some parts of the cell.
Fifth, to reinforce vocabulary of natural science. Sixth, to strengthen second language skills while students are focusing on a natural science topic.
Class organization. This class is focused on 7 to 9-year-old children. Students are going to be organized in a half circle in front of the TV or computer in order to watch a video about the cell and its parts. Then they will make groups of 4 or 5 people to solve a jigsaw puzzle of the cell and an activity.
Materials, a video about the cell and its part. Second, a guide with some questions about the topic. Third, audiovisual resources, TV or computer. And finally, a jigsaw puzzle of the cell.
Instructions. To enable knowledge and contextualize the students, they are going to watch a video about the cell, its functions and parts. The video has subtitles and the vocabulary is appropriate for the age of them. And the video has also the use of passive voice in some parts of it. For example, these living things are known as cell organelles. The endoplasmic reticulum is seen as an irregular network.
Then the teacher will ask them some random questions about the video. If necessary, he will clarify some concepts and misunderstandings. It is essential that students participate and put their language in use to determine if they understood the topic.
In the second half of the class, the students will work by groups in order to solve a jigsaw puzzle about the cell and its parts. When they locate a piece correctly, they will speak about that part of the cell and its functions. The classmates can help him with information that has been forgotten.
To finish the lesson, students are going to answer an activity guide. It contains questions in passive voice about the topic learned. For example, where is the cytoplasm located?
Time. This activity will take 2 hours.
Assessment. In this aspect, will be taking into account the language in use of the students, as well as their comprehension on the topic.
The activity guide is useful to determine the level of listening competences, and during the game can be evaluated their speaking skills in the second language.
It is important the way in which they express themselves about what they could understand of the video, the teacher explanations and the cooperation through the activity with their classmates.